Hi there, I'm James Faulkner and welcome to this video series on trends in wealth management. I'm joined here by Joe Mrak, our Global Head of Wealth Management. Joe, thanks for joining me.
Hey, great to be here.
Good stuff. Joe, talk to me about what Refinitiv are doing within the wealth space.
Well, wealth is getting a lot of investment right now, so it's a really exciting time. I actually joined about 6 months ago. Came here because of our commitment to the wealth workflows and different technologies that we're investing in. We've earmarked a lot of dollars in terms of investment everywhere from the back end all the way to the front end. And I'd be really excited to talk about one of our key products that we just launched, the Refinitiv Workspace for wealth advisors.
Please do.
And it's one of our big investments. So I'll tell you a little bit more about that. So give you a feel for the Refinitiv Workspace for wealth advisors. It's taking Icon to the next level, right? We just launched it. We're very excited. Our launch was October 1st, on the 1-year anniversary of Refinitiv, so it was very fitting. But it's got quite a few different features to it over the previous generations of Icon. First and foremost, it's our first ever specific workflow for wealth advisors. So what we did was we looked globally at how wealth advisors work and think and use our technologies, and what we did was built a workflow around that, made it very configurable, dashboards, making sure that they get the right level of content and information that they need to run their portfolios. So that's first and foremost one of the key distinctions. The second would be the fact that it's a zero footprint. So it's all HTML based, mobile ready. So it's not an install in any way, shape, or form.
Okay.
So we're very excited about that because that was a very large request, and it also helps it be able to integrate into some of our customers' applications a lot easier.
Okay.
Right? So it can become a component of a larger set of technologies on the desktop for the advisor. Lastly, one of the really interesting developments that we've added to it is our ability to bring in the client data. So we take the data, content, news that we have, and we make it very valuable. So if I can take that and now connect it to my client's portfolio, that is invaluable to wealth advisors. So they can now bring in portfolios, they can look at things like, let's say there was a particular negative impact on a particular security. I can now be able to say, okay, wow, what is my exposure to this across my client base? Show me all the clients that own that security. Let me think through next best action, right? What should I do now? And looking at the impact that I have, should I blow out of that security? What's the next best security that would be a great replacement for that?
Yeah.
I can really now automate and think through that much better than going over here in one spot and being able to say, okay, let me do my research, and then going over here and now looking at a different screen to go figure out how that impacts my portfolios. We've brought that together.
Okay.
So that's really, really big. It's something that we're going to be investing very heavily in. We've got a very large budget against this product. So while the October 1st rollout was the first launch, we've got a kind of a global launch of it because of different regulations and different things in different areas of the world. But by Q1 it'll be fully rolled out globally.
Okay.
And as we go into the later half of Q1 into Q2, we're really building out that client data layer, right? So we can even make those portfolio analytics, the ability to take your client data and do more with it, and even aggregate it from multiple sources. So
okay.
It's a big difference over the previous functionality.
And is it fair to say that the Refinitiv Workspace was on the back of client feedback?
Yes, very much so. So, we've got a team and one of the best things about Refinitiv is we're extremely global, right? So, just like we're sitting here in Dubai, we have teams and wealth experts here, and they work with our clients every day, and they listen and they understand the trends and the needs of those firms and the advisors underneath. It varies all over the world in terms of importance of things like mobile and ability to use it outside the office versus more traditional private wealth management where maybe they're sitting in front of their computer all day.
Okay. And last question before we go. Define or tell me the differences between Icon and Refinitiv Workspace, if you could. Maybe the top 3 key differences, please.
Yeah, the key thing, very important is, Icon was generally an install, right? This is a zero footprint. So all HTML based. It can sit inside other apps. Very flexible in that fashion. That's a big distinction.
Great.
Yeah, very important. Second is the workflow itself. Right, it is very much developed for wealth advisors, so we really thought through what they do every day and how it's relevant. And then lastly would be the piece that I was talking about with the client data itself now being integrated into the ultimate experience. I think that's a really big change, and it's really leading edge, to be honest. When you take the kind of data, content, and news that we provide, be able to bring that together with client data and portfolios.
That's great. Very insightful. Thank you so much for your time, Joe.
Yeah,
Thank
great
you.
to be here.